Hello, this is Tom Cloud with this week's Precious Metals Market Update. On the surface, there's not a whole lot going on. We're getting ready to enter the window between tomorrow, I'm taping this on the 14th of September, when China will give their gold reserve sometime between now and September 30th. A lot of writers believe they'll wait till the last minute. I personally have no information either way, whether it'll be tomorrow, whether it be the 30th or somewhere in between. But the main thing is the difference between what's going on is that a lot are watching the FOMC meeting with Janet Yellen, and of course the estimate out there is there's less than a 25% chance that she'll raise interest rates because the economy has had some weak numbers come in the last week. And remember, all these numbers are overstated anyway. John Williams proves that on shadow stats that, for instance, unemployment, the government tells you is 4.9, is over 17% if you kept it the way we've always kept it previously to Obama going in as president. So you've got to look at these things and realize you're looking at very deceptive numbers to try to keep the herd from stampeding over the real economic numbers. So while we wait to see if the Fed's going to raise interest rates, which personally I do not think there's any way they can raise interest rates in September, they may try to add 1.25% by the end of the year. But once that happens, we think gold and silver will start jumping. People have just been waiting. The market's been very steady and very quiet and stuck between 1326 and 1340 now for over 2 weeks. So we're looking for a breakout soon, and that breakout could start tomorrow. That breakout could start the 30th of September. No one knows. But just watch. If the interest rates don't go up, then you should see gold and silver start moving. But remember, we also are entering the India wedding season, where gold and silver is bought very, very heavily for the dowries of the married couples, and also the crops are coming in that gives them the money to buy and have the wedding season. That's the way the Indian situation works. So that's going to happen, and we always see that affect gold and silver in the month of October, starting in the end of September. So we are looking for a breakout. I can't tell you if the market's going to go a little lower in the next 2 or 3 days or the next week before it takes off, but I feel very confident that buying right now is a very smart thing to do, because once it starts moving, you sometimes have delays in deliveries, and right now we're up to date on every delivery of every product. So that's a good thing to know right now. The other thing I want to talk very briefly about is what used to be a huge deal is when the government had to raise the debt ceiling. And Congress and Senate would yank back and forth saying, cut this, cut this, cut that, and they would end up meeting an agreement. Then Obama, 4 years ago, the second term, the Congress never even votes. They just gave him authority to raise the debt limit. So this week we see the debt limit coming back in the news, and he's asking, and it's going to be stamped approval by the Republicans to go to $21 trillion. Remember, when this man went in office, it wasn't even $10 trillion. We've seen this thing skyrocket, and now we're seeing projections coming out from people looking at Hillary Clinton's economic and Donald Trump's and saying either one of them are going to run the debt way up the next 4 years. I think Clinton was estimated at $26 trillion the debt would be. Well, people, you don't realize we can't do that. The interest rates are so low now, and the Fed's having to buy. Nobody wants to buy. And once there's one more tick up in the interest rates by the government at even 0.25%, they're going to kill the bond market, and people are going to rush to the exits to liquidate bonds that have been the safe haven since 1981. The bond market has been in a 35-year bull market, but there's no more bull left. There's no place for it to go up. So all it's waiting on is one more tick up in interest rates, and you're going to see trillions of dollars rushing to the exits with no buyers. No buyers out there. The Fed will have to buy the debt, to monetize the debt, and put us in deeper debt as a country as we start compounding interest. So we're at a very transitional period that's not being talked about by many people. We've seen people, major stock people giving sales signals. We've seen the stock market move down 780 points in the last couple of weeks, and this could be the tip of the iceberg. So you've got stocks with a possible huge sell-off the next 2 months. You've got bonds coming to the head. You've got gold and silver at a stagnant point right now, waiting on the special drawing rights to be given to China, see what their gold reserves are, and we'll see what their treasury reserves are, which are being said to be $1.4 trillion. And then once they have the SDRs, will they then start liquidating their U.S. treasuries? So all this is coming to a head. You've got to keep up with this the next 2 weeks, 2 months, because your net worth, your investment portfolio, will have major adjustments in the next 2 or 3 months. We'll keep you more updated as we go. If you need to talk to us, we can be reached at 800-247-2812. And if you have a special precious metals IRA, we can walk you through how to have a self-directed precious metals IRA. So give us a call at 800-247-2812, and we'll be happy to discuss those options with you. Till next week, this is Tom Cloud signing out.